when you look at the collection of talent offensively, you look at the fact that they're in a bend but don't break defense. They can get after the quarterback and they take the ball away from you. I mean, Matt Ryan, I mean, he's not the show. He's here to play complementary football. This team already had a culture, and I think it's given Matt Ryan a renewed sense of energy, a renewed sense of love and passion for the game. And Colleen, I think he is in a perfect spot to go to a championship.
To go to a championship?
To go to a champion. Seriously, he's in the right division. You know, you see what I'm saying? He's the best quarterback already in that division, right? You win your division, you host playoff games. Who knows what can happen if the playoffs have to go through Indy?
And he's coming off a challenging season, but it really wasn't all his fault. When you look at the line that he was playing behind, there was no running game.
None.
His best wide receiver, Calvin Ridley, only played 5 games, and he was just constantly under pressure. So how much of an upgrade is this for him, considering the running game and the offensive line that now he gets to play behind?
Well, the fact that the Indianapolis Colts can capture the line of scrimmage and run the football, that means defenses have to put a whole bunch of other assets to the line of scrimmage to stop the running game. And so whenever Matt Ryan does a play-action pass, he's going to have all the space, all the time that he needs to make an accurate throw downfield to some of those giant guys on the outside, and Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah, so many weapons he has at his disposal here, Matt Ryan, and we haven't even really talked about the tight ends that much. When you think about Mo Alley-Cox, and they have the rookie, Jelani Jenkins, and that's really a crucial position for them to run the offense effectively.
It's critical, and what I'm hearing right before we came on camera, Andrew Ogletree might be the best tight end that they have.
Okay, yeah.
Still in draft.
We're going to have to talk about that. We'll talk about that coming up on Inside Training Camp Live. But next, we're heading back out to Denver for a report on what's going down with the Broncos today.
Tonight on Total Access, football is back, and we're getting you set for kickoff of the Hall of Fame game. Plus, are Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown going to be this year's most potent wide receiver quarterback duo? We're breaking down Eagles practice tonight, 6 Eastern.
My number 1 in the league right now?
Well, if you look at the tape, me. Can't block him, too dominant. He attacks at full speed.
Best in the league, bro!
If that dude's not on that list, you guys are crazy.
The mountains or the seashore, into the city or far from it. The experiences we never forget come from the choices we make. The Wagoneer or the Grand Wagoneer. Grand Adventures. The choice is yours.
Get 0% financing for 60 months on the all-new Wagoneer Series 2 and Series 3. Scan to schedule a test drive at a Wagoneer dealer near you.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Being a parent, especially for the first time, with that comes a lot of self-doubt. As a dad, I just try to lead by example. When you're trying to be the best person that you can be, your kids see that, and then they emulate that.
We changed our fries to make them hot and crispy every single time.
High five.
And every single time, Toby insists we high five.
High five? High five. High five. It'll catch on, right?
Try Wendy's hot and crispy fries. Preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's.
I'm a first-generation Filipino American.
You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that it's its own unique space too.
NFL Red Zone gives you every touchdown. It is wild from every game.
Oh, look at this!
Sunday afternoon.
The deep shot. It is caught. Unbelievable.
Go to NFL.com/redzone and get it now.
With the 9th pick, the Denver Broncos select Pat Surtain, Jr., defensive back, Alabama.
Another home run ball. Well covered and intercepted by Pat Surtain. His first career interception. Herbert steps out of problems, throws a pass. This is going to be intercepted in the end zone. Pat Surtain. Quick throw to Eckler, deflected and intercepted. Pat Surtain down the west sideline. This may be a house call. Touchdown, Denver. 70 yards.
Patrick Surtain, one of the superstars there on the defense for the Broncos. And look at this. He had the second lowest passer rating allowed in coverage last season. He really shined as a rookie. Led all rookies with 4 picks, 14 passes defensed in 2021. So hoping that he can follow that up with an even bigger season this year in 2022. The Broncos, I mean, everyone is talking about this team because now they are legitimate contenders. They can be with Russell Wilson there, as you see him running out, hanging out with, who was that? Fullback Andrew Beck, trying to blend into the crowd and get a high five from his quarterback. Sneak attack. Where is he?
Russell, like, that kid is huge.
Wait a second. This child, what's he doing here? Let's get out to Englewood, Colorado now. James Palmer, Ian Rappaport standing by. Ian, I understand you are catching a lot of heat right now on social media, and if you don't know this, I would love to break this news to you since you always break the news to me. So let's throw it up there right now. Jeezy, Mike Garafolo, he wants to know if you're shrinking. Now, this is because James Palmer just looks like he is very tall.
No, Jeezy forgot his phone books,
I get
man.
it.
Yeah.
Tommy P.
There you
Anybody
go, Tommy
got a phone book?
There you go.
You guys are relentless here. Well, we're double boxing you, Ian, so we can see your grimacing face. Stacey Dales. JP's getting taller. Honestly, I think you are, Palmer.
I've always been a late bloomer.
A statement,
so I
Ian?
would like a couple of inches right now.
Yeah, let me just handle this. First of all, you know, one of my great creeds in life is not to read the comments, especially the stupid ones, after you tweet something. So I will not read the comments almost always. Garafolo's, I made an exception. Look, when you cut me, I bleed.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It hurts a little bit. That said, this can be rectified pretty easily. So, I think we'll just do it like this.
I like this.
Does that look normal?
Yeah, I like this. It's kind of similar to like
No,
photos
it does
of an
not
8th grade
look
dance.
normal.
Yeah.
I'll get back down here.
Well, it
I
gets
don't care about any
dicey
of you idiots.
when you can see like people's legs when they're
Yes, that's
standing
weird.
on the box to get some height. I know this. I just stopped doing it in general.
See your
but
kneecaps.
I understand
I
your
feel you.
pain, Ian, and I know. Stay out of the comments. That's you don't want to go into your mentions. So I'm here providing that service for you to read
Nothing
them
good there.
to you here on live national television. Okay, you want to talk about some football? Let's talk about the Broncos defense. Will they be a top 5 unit again this season? We saw the numbers and the highlights there from cornerback Patrick Surtain. What's the thinking out there in Denver?
Well, Colleen, right now, obviously, there is a thought that Vic Fangio, even though it didn't work out as a head coach, Ian and I can both agree he's one of the better defensive minds in this
No
league.
doubt.
And if you lose Vic Fangio, the thought would be you'd maybe take some sort of step back. But I've talked to a number of guys specifically in this secondary, and they're running essentially what Vic Fangio does run as his defense. There's some tweaks and some changes, and obviously the offense here is learning an entirely new system with Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson. With that said, it's early in camp, and the defense is far and away ahead of the way this offense is operating. You mentioned Pat Surtain. There is a wow play from him each and every day he has been out here. The same with safety Justin Simmons. To me, Ian, I want to keep my eye on a couple things. That's the pass rush. Bradley Chubb is playing on his 5th-year option, a former 5th overall pick. He obviously has had injury issues and would like to come out and play strong getting after the quarterback. Opposite of him with Randy Gregory, who was their free agent acquisition to get after the quarterback and has had shoulder surgery, and they're hoping he's ready for week 1 as of right now. So right now, you're seeing Malik Reed. You're seeing Baron Browning, a very interesting name, a guy last season they drafted as an inside linebacker. They've moved him to edge rusher, and they really love the bend he has. He's been learning that position. Right now, they're trying to find ways to get after the quarterbacks because that's important in the AFC West.
Yeah, Browning's really a fascinating one. Played the will linebacker spot at Ohio State. I was talking to George Payton, the general manager, earlier today about this. It's like he rushed in college. He had success. There's nothing more important. Why not try him there? And he has been really a revelation there. If he is someone you can just add and get some productivity at the pass rush. That is incredibly helpful. Bradley Chubb sounds like he kind of picked up where he left off, having a really nice camp. But, you know, there's so much to like, guys, about Patrick Surtain, and it was actually a little bit of an odd pick at the time. All anyone was talking about was the Broncos needed a quarterback. They took a corner instead, and could end up being a certainly dominant player in this league. I want to switch gears a little bit, though, guys. I know we're talking about the Denver Broncos here. It's kind of interesting development at the Los Angeles Rams camp. Matthew Stafford not expected to throw a lot over the next couple of days as he's dealing with a little bit of an elbow issue. My understanding, this elbow issue, which actually cropped up in the spring, is described to me as bad tendonitis. It is a tendon issue in his throwing elbow. Had a little bit of a, say, procedure, not a surgery, but a procedure, more of a PRP type deal in the offseason to try to manage it. Did not get to a place where he really needs it to be. I think long-term